news from the world of football regarding, I'd say, one of England's finest managers at the moment. He's just in a team that wasn't in the right place. Scott Parker has been sacked from Bournemouth. I don't understand it. Look, you saw what Scott did at Fulham before. Obviously, he left and then he was given the task of bringing Bournemouth back from the Championship into the Premier League. He did it. And then to give him 4 games of the Premier League against three of the hardest teams in the league, picking up 3 points, more points than Leicester, and sacking him, I think I missed something because this guy is a great man. He's a good manager, and he've given a team. Maybe if he was still at Fulham, maybe he'd be able to bring the best out of players. But when you're Bournemouth and you haven't got the budget, and you're not bringing the players in, and you're expected to compete with the likes of City and stuff, like you could tell Fulham got a huge payment because they're bringing in players like, obviously, another thing I wanted to talk about was Willian, ex-Chelsea and Arsenal, now obviously playing in Brazil, is heading back to London and England and will be playing for Fulham at some point this season, as he is very, very much likely going to be joining them. Fulham have attracted so many good players. They, they're making, I'd say, average players look really good. Bringing Andres Pereira into that team, he's been great. Working with Mitrovic, and everyone else in that team. They want to bring Kurzawa in as a left back. They want to bring the Roma lad in. Can't remember who the player is, but he's son of a famous footballer. The name's not rolling off the tongue. But again, when you bring Willian in as well on the right wing, you're bringing depth. You're bringing someone who can get that ball up the wing and work and pass and has skills and is pacey. And I'm excited to see him return. But that's what I'm saying. So you go back to the whole Scott Parker thing. When you don't have the players, he used to rely on the likes of Wilson and Fraser. And then now they're at Newcastle. You don't have much depth. And you can only do so much. Losing 9-0 to Liverpool wasn't really a surprise. I didn't think it would be 9-0. I knew it would be a 4-5 goal game, but I find it laughable because, in my opinion, no one's going to come in and do a better job than Scott. If you bring Sean Dyche in, if you bring Redknapp in, if you bring Allardyce in, if you bring any of those managers in, you're not going to achieve much else. Bournemouth are getting relegated, whoever's in charge. That's the main thing because they're not on Forest's level, they're not on Fulham's level. Forest are a stable good team. They'll probably finish like 15th, 16th. Fulham will probably finish 11th, 12th because they have the depth there, they have the ruthless aggression. But Bournemouth have nothing going for them. They're a poor team, and I feel that Scott should have been given a lot longer than 4 games. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense, and ultimately, I think they'll come to regret it. I say regret it because Bournemouth are going to get relegated anyway. So, and the final thing I want to talk about: Anthony passes his medical. So obviously he will probably miss the Leicester game, but he'll make his debut on the bench most likely against Arsenal. And Cavani has officially signed for Valencia. That is the main news that has been going on. Aubameyang deal has still in the middle of nothing, so hopefully he does sign by Thursday. I would love to see him back in the Premier League. And yeah, I think, things will still be floating around. Your De Jongs, your Depay's to United, whether it'll happen, we'll see. But any more transfer news or sackings or any of that sort of stuff, because maybe we'll talk about Steven Gerrard in a few days after he loses another midweek game. I think if Gerrard loses midweek and the weekend, he deserves to be sacked. So we'll see what happens, and we'll take it from there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below your thoughts on Scott Parker being sacked. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.